Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 8.6. Okay, I am having a lot of fun with this series, or this game I should say. I don't know that the series is also fun to talk to you while playing, but I've missed this. I've been playing this a lot, I know. Recently, but just I like playing the British game that we did the previous series in Hearts of Iron 3, and it was fun, but I don't know, I just missed something there. Oh, I think I have a decision I want to... Yeah, might as well get this out of the way before the war starts, or as much of it. Okay, upgrade the 3rd Licht Division to the 8th Panzer Division. Okay. And it's probably in our production queue. Yeah, let's get it to the top. We want to get it out there. Let's not. Let's put it back to the bottom. But let's come up here and move all of these down below it. We already have the 9th Panzer Division there. Wanting to get built as well. Let's see, we'll have the cavalry division out in just any moment here. These guys very soon. That'll give us probably enough IC to do a good portion of that. Okay. I know the war hasn't even started. I've been playing, obviously the other game I've been playing, Hearts of Iron 4. And it's just, you know, quite honestly lacking something. I won't get into it too much, but they're talking about adding role-playing elements to the Hearts of Iron 4. Well, that's sort of what one person was, and I don't know that it's really role-playing. Well, a little bit. Guess I'll explain. Maybe you saw the stuff about Romania, the new Death or Dishonor DLC, in which you sort of have to keep sort of appeasing King Carol's whims and whatnot. And so there's a role-playing aspect that they've sort of started to put into there. Well, one of the posters, and I forget who it was, talked about another game that has role-playing elements to World War II. And they're talking that they want to do more of the stuff like they did for Romania for the other countries. So you may have, maybe a general who is demanding something or other. I don't know. But that's sort of what I think they're talking about doing. But could be interesting, could backfire, I don't know. But we do have that sort of here with Black Ice, and not just like with TRE. So, in a way, I think they're coming around to what we've been doing, but not exactly maybe what we're doing. And it looks like we have another tech here. Oh, bridging equipment. Okay. You can get across rivers faster. Gonna update all those, of course, but let's see now here. We want to up that repair rate, yeah, now that we're getting close to the war. Of course, the repair rate also repairs, and the HQs, yes, we'll take those. Yeah. Now these HQs can be really useful. They show up here. Yeah. There we are. Sort of interrupting myself here. But I remember one game in which Oh, I think I was down here in India or somewhere. And, oh, maybe over here in India, and I parachuted into here. Well, I couldn't get too many units there, but I was able to fly in some para HQs and other things, so that were really helpful up there. But so that they're talking about doing stuff, I think. Change for fuel? No. Yeah, something like we've had for black ice. This is Hoth. I sort of call him Papa Hoth because that was his nickname. Bit older, but his troops really liked him. Okay. Oh, we need to select 2 of these. This is a leftover tank unit, so we'll give that to the headquarters there. And we're going to also give them that. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with them, but I figured that would make a good combat supportive HQ. Get a bit more men. No fuel. Get over 5,000. Let's speed this up a bit. Okay, nav pilot training. Okay, that's good. Attack, nav, fighter. Yeah, I think it's time to start it on these. And nav strike tactics. You can always get these better and more, but the additional, 10 kilometers is nice additive, hardly worth anything, but it's the 30% improvement that really is. But, as you know, I love those various naval air elements, but we're going to shift that over to there. Ooh, energy, yes, okay. And what do we get here? Infantry radio communications. That's good. I'm going to leave off that. All of these can be upgraded, of course. But again, we're coming over to no. Okay. We gotta stop this. Okay. Argentina. Okay. No to fuel, no to fuel, no to fuel. Assault weapons. And that will allow us to switch over to... Are we really in the red or something? Okay, only by 1, so we'll do that. That's fine. Oh, for a second I was confused there. Frederick Fritsch, Duquesne agent. 9th year, we have the opportunity to plant one of our agents in the United States for the purpose of gathering military intelligence. Historically, even before the war, large Nazi spy ring was found operating in the United States. The Duquesne, spy ring was eventually comprised of 33 German agents, all of who were placed in key jobs in the United States to get information that could be used in the event of war and to carry out acts of sabotage. One man opened a restaurant and used his position to gather or to get information from his customers. Another worked at an airline so he could report U.S. or report Allied ships crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Excuse me. Need to take a drink. Where was he? Another worked at an airline so he could report Allied ships crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Still, others in the ring worked as delivery men so they could deliver secret messages alongside normal messages. The ring was led by Captain Frederick Fritz Riobert Desquinia? I don't know, sorry. I heard it once, then I probably, because I'm figuring it's French, and the way the French do is they drop some letters, and so I don't know. A South African Boer. Okay, so he's a sort of a Dutch person. They sort of just spell English odd, but okay. Who spied for Germany in both world wars and is best known as the man who killed Kitchener after he was awarded the Iron Cross for his key role in the sabotage and sinking of HMS Hampshire in 1916. Okay. Excellent. Okay, we'll do that as opposed to no need. There may be some backfiring to that, I don't know. And we get the Winter Olympics. Yay, so we've improved our relationship. This is the 1940. That's actually a maybe not too high res of a version, but best I found at the time, of the 1940 Winter Olympic stuff. Now, of course, it never happened, and these are probably early stuff that just basically reused from the 36 Olympics winter with new text. Whether they would have done a whole bunch of new stuff or not, I don't know if they got the piece. But that's good. Okay, German oil, or German-Romanian Oil Agreement. The German-Romanian Treaty for the Development of Economic Relations between the two countries is a bilateral economic agreement between Germany and Romanian government in Bucharest. Okay, the agreement established German control over most aspects of the Romanian economy. Yes, we will. Okay, so this will hurt Romania's oil for them, but will help us. Yes, we want that. Romania has accepted it. We gain a huge amount of crude oil, which is wonderful. It improves relations with Romania and expand the air bases. Yes. Yes. Invest in our schools of war. On the 1st of February 1940, the Versuchsabteilung für Heeresmotorisierung on the demonstration division of the Army Motorization is detached from the Panzertruppenschule Wunsdorf from the Schule for Heeresmotorisierung School of Army Motorization. The establishment of the school underscored the growing importance of supply organization in the Wehrmacht, in particular as the Wehrmacht conquered foreign territories and the need to supply units outside the traditional garrison regions, Wehrkreis. Nevertheless, the German army never managed to streamline its supply chain organization, and it suffered up to the end of the war with significantly from the lack of supply centralization and over 1,000 types of transport vehicles, which made it near impossible to rationalize the maintenance efforts for the supply units. Up until the end of the war, the supply troops numbered up to 300,000 men and 20,000 officers. Now, you remember the Shell plan we talked about earlier, where they reduced down the types of commercial trucks, or just trucks in general in Germany, to a fewer models to help with you know, need a carburetor, need brake pads. I don't know, whatever it might be. You know, especially brake pads always wear out because they're designed that way to wear out and be replaced. So to reduce the types needed and things like that. But obviously there was remainder vehicles before then. And then Germany, I know they kept it, the Tatra trucks in operation and developed new ones, and that wasn't part of the original shell plan. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But they also conquered France, and they got a lot of French automotive vehicles, and other countries too, but France had a fairly large automotive element. I don't know how much they kept things like trucks in production. There's a book that I've read a bit of that I found online, but I've never really read the whole thing. It's no, I forget the exact title, but it's dealing with the German economies in German occupied territories, and they contribute a lot materially to Germany's war effort. Though in most cases, what they were contributing wasn't direct necessarily production of a machine gun, say. There definitely, I know, they kept FN of Liège, Herzog there in Liège, going. And I don't know if they actually turned out, I think they did turn out Mauser rifles. Excuse me. I know they turned out Browning high-power pistols. I own one that, was Nazi-proof mark made after the German capture. So I know they kept some of these things in production, and I know they confiscated some machinery that they then used in Germany in different cases. Sort of both things happened in Warsaw. They confiscated some military manufactured machinery and shipped it back to Germany to use. Other plants stayed in production of war materials. So both things were happening that way, and so they've had to have captured, and I've seen photos of on the Eastern Front using French and other captured or acquired or manufactured foreign vehicles that are clearly not standard German army vehicles. That some of them very much look civil vehicles that have just gotten a coat of yellow ochre or field gray or whatever. The painting scheme over their otherwise civilian vehicles to augment, I think a lot of times to go to non-motorized divisions to give them some motorization. So that all comes down to is why that I would totally agree with all that, the different types of transport vehicles that they were using, because I know better the small arms that Germany used, and basically they used everything they captured finally at the end, but even before then they were using a lot of that stuff. So we can invest in our schools of war. Cost 1,000 money, which I'm trying to build up over 5,000 here. Supplies I totally agree with. Okay, we'll do that. This is part of the Becker unit. Liebstandarte detachment to the division. Okay. So we're going to remove all of that and put them in the production line. There we are. In Berlin. Okay, well, let's send them down to here. Okay. Reorganize the war ministry. Recruitment time. Well, we do want money right now, so we're going to do money again. I think, yeah. Kampffliegerschuhen 3 and 4. Okay, I don't feel like reading all of this. You guys, of course, can pause the video if you want to read it. 200 money, okay, that's a little more reasonable. Manpower officers green. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So we have a better 227th. Ah. Okay. The Swiss want some more BF 109s. We can decide not to sell them to them. We're going to sell them again because they'll just get French ones and move them closer to France. So we'll sell them and get some money because we want money back. Jagdflieger Schul 2. More money, more money, more money, more money, more money. I'm trying to build up. Yeah. Almost didn't take that one. Conf group disbands. Yeah, okay. If we change the name, it doesn't, because I'm cheating a little bit. Twin engine fighter prototype 7 advanced. Good. And that should gray out, and we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I'm cheating a little bit about this comp groups. Part of it I'm justifying it is because, hey, I haven't even started the war yet. Okay, basically, well, they didn't have the motor show, the Berlin Auto Show, in 1940 because the war started. And, you know, France isn't likely to send people to go to the Berlin Auto Show if there's a war going on. Well, so because of that happening, and it was known, Vienna decided to do an auto, well, more of a technical fair that definitely includes autos, because that's one of the car models that was shown there. There's the poster for it, and there's inside whatever great halls, and obviously there's cars, but it was other technology as well as automotive technology. It was various things. So we can spend, well, I guess we are going to spend the money. I didn't give you a choice, but that, and there was participation with some of the then neutral nations. Okay, here's Waffen-Amt, the Army Arms Headquarters. That's the building. Yay, we've seen the building before. Well, as I've showed you before, they at this time had already developed, or were sort of completing the development of a shorter cartridge. But there was also a competing, and it's not meant to take advantage of this, of the shorter one, of doing a semi-auto rifle that they want to do. So has issued specifications for a semi-auto rifle. No holes for tapping for gas in the loading mechanism, or to be bored into the barrel. That was one of their weird requirements. You can't really tell from here, but I think it's this model, maybe, that has a big shroud over the end of it to capture the gas and send it back. Adds a lot of extra weight at the end, sort of a bad thing to do. This predates, and there's the SVT, the Soviet gun. Some of the claimed, and some of the mechanisms in one of the versions does have some similarities that I think they did. later version copy some elements of that get, but this predates Germany's getting a hold of that. So we can support the development of a semi-auto rifle, gain small arms plus 40. We can do a large support huge supplies, or no need. Now, my thought on this whole thing is you can have one guy sitting in the basement of an arms company. It was basically the two companies that took up were Walther and Mauser. So you can have one guy in the basement of each of those companies tinkering with rifles designs, or you could throw resources at it. More people, more material, more machinery, and that kind of thing. And so you can do that to speed up. It's not just quote-unquote leadership that we're already sort of having in the game. You can put more resources behind it. 1,000 for 40, 6,000 for 60. Now, supplies. But I also believe that there's a diminishing return, meaning you can only throw so much resources at it until, okay, yeah, you can do more, but you're not necessarily going to speed it up that much more. So large support, if you want to be sort of, in my opinion, wasteful, giving you the choice to be wasteful, to throw a lot of supplies at it. But I think that is about appropriate, so we'll do that. Just minor improvement, or minor boost to small arms development. Okay, another newsletter for its work Zeitung factory newspaper. Most of the major factories had this. This is for Alpine, Mountain AG, Hermann Göring, and Lynn. So this is part of the in this symbol here is the Hermann Göring works. So not just that informative as part of what's still going on. Now remember, the basic, partially because of the war that started by this time, 4-year plan as a major focus is over, but most of the programs remain at some level of activity. And of course the factories that part of the Hermann Göring works are fully in operation from this. Okay, giant infrastructure projects. Okay, so what do we want to research here? We got all 4 of those. Yes, I'm going to do that. Now, let's come up here, new projects. Get to the top, good there. That's still some ways off. April 27th, so that's almost a month off. Mental architecture, April 9th. Let's hit the new projects. I think we need to do that. We need to get over 5,000, I think. Okay, mount unit command and control. Both of these are 40 now. We're going to cancel both of them. Not sure why I specifically let them continue. Not that that's a bad thing, because we're in 1940, but okay. I think these, because we're going to someday be in deserts, and we're going to someday be in Arctic, so we want to get that. And we need both. Well, we also need jungle. Then we get extreme. warfare condition. Okay, Bohemian Maharan is, Bohemian Moravia. It's a magazine published by Karl Hermann Frank, the SS Gruppenführer, as part of Germany's continued occupation in Czechoslovakia. Okay, industrial production has advanced. Good. Let's get that research. Now we also have a few other decisions here. Refit and expand the 10th. Okay. Yeah. And reorganize our armaments structure. Okay. Dr. Fritz Totes, an engineer and master road builder, when appointed Minister for Weapons and Munition, ushered in a new era in the efficient use of German industry and forced labor. As Minister for Munitions and Weapons, Todt oversaw a more efficient use of raw materials in Hitler's war arm, or Hitler's arms machine. Okay. Important note: keep him as armaments minister to enable the whole German armament events chain. Okay. Well, we already did have him there. So, this is new to me. Industrial production, efficiency, okay, just a little bit of gain everywhere and all that stuff. Cool. And it's pushed somebody over the top. Okay, who? Industrial efficiency. It'll be here. Whenever that, just sort of a warning when that happens via events. It doesn't give you the normal warning. Well, let's go with decryption next. Okay, small warship. Now, hydrophones we can do now. AA. Yeah, we want to do that. Okay, so we need to keep Todt as armaments minister, presumably until he dies. I'm trying to get people to be up here. Okay. I also want to do damage control. Oh, also to let you know that I sent off before the episode started for the coastal subunits there. 2 of them there to Italy, and my commerce raider down here to the Indian Ocean off there, so that they can be ready when the war starts. This might be interesting. Where did that get down here closer to it? Oh, okay, thought it may have. 12th of ET. And the 14th. I have never been able to find a Martin first name G, first letter G, in any of the SS officers' things that I've ever looked up. And I've looked, and that is a man in a French uniform. I don't know how he got into this thing. I just don't know. I don't think he's real. I've never got a lot more OPRO people that I could stick around, but just haven't. We'll give this guy. So we need to eventually get somebody there. And interception tactics. Ooh, we've got... Okay, well, we need to get those down there. Oh, we've got a lot of units. Okay, we're going to have to do some... That's part of why I don't like doing these things as fast as I have been, because I'm not paying enough attention to some of the other things. Okay, we have... Oh, just, okay, interception tactics. Got to keep myself focused, gamer. Okay, interception tactics. Got those reasonably good. Hydrophones or Huffduff? We'll do Huffduff first. We'll get that done. Okay. Now, okay. Let's go with Gross Deutschland. We'll stick from there. Rommel is not the leader of Gross Deutschland. I don't know that Manfentel, or however you pronounce it, Manfentel, is the current leader eventually, sort of. Don't have any tanks, so let's get a good offensive guy here. And an aristocrat, Levon. Okay. Ooh, we've got our first two. No wonder we have so many extra ICs. First two big transports. Let's drop them here. No, not Richthofen. Let's give them a bad guy because we really don't think they're going to do any good fighting anywhere. Don't know what any leadership other than I don't even know if any leadership will do any good. Okay, let's... Well, we might as well send you off. In case you don't know why I'm sending these guys off. Here, I think they'll still upgrade if they need to. The foreign ports. None of those are partial. I'm planning on to use them out of the neutral port. Okay, that's good. airbase here. And the flying boat. And I think we're going to, well, we may send you down there eventually. That's a mega airport. Oh, okay, well, let's stick you there. I'm particularly looking to get these guys to be our night fighters. We'll give them Cam Hoover. He of the Cam Hoover line who developed that. Let's give our new improved cavalry division over here. No, not Rommel. Let's find Devon. Okay. Now let's load you on these ships. We're going to send you back to East Prussia. Okay, and yeah, these guys. So relatively low. We'll use the super high count numbers later on. We have like kind of low here. I do think it's cool somebody spent the time to make all the little symbols. Well, let's not be too OCD'd about it. Okay, that'll get that. Now, let's take a look. We just got a big transport. There's one more there in production. Flying boats, ships, like cruisers. Sort of feeling all these panzer divisions, we don't need more than what we have currently. Get one of those and one of these. Oh, it's right now we don't need consumer goods. That's what it is. Not sure exactly what effect is causing that. Might not last long, but we might as well take advantage of it. Hmm. That will be helpful. I mean, just about anything will be helpful, but okay, let's make a few semi-motorized divisions here. We'll just use regular artillery. Got a few transports. Sync with the others. Well, close. Let's take a look. Sorry for slowing down the action here. What did I do? Here maybe. Okay, so I did do motorized. Yeah, so we probably should do motorized. Really painful to spend all that, but okay, I'm going to rely upon some other transports and HQs, so yeah. We're going to move these to the bottom. Let's see how that shakes out. Okay. Another 16th. Talk out. Yeah, lots of occupation troops, because those what they'll be for a while. We did reorganize things here a bit. So let's remove him. Attach him to. Didn't know if we could get him back in time. There. Where's his closest army HQ? Yeah, Papa Hospital there. No, Schroeppenberg. Okay, well. Okay. Sweden not getting closer to us anymore. Our monumental architecture has advanced. Okay, we're going to cancel that currently. Who else are we too far ahead on? Small arms, if I'm sure it's small arms. Okay, that went fast. Probably some of those techs, including the rifle ones there. Integrated support battalions. That is really useful, so we're going to do that. And we have another improved security units. Yeah. Not yet occupying fuel. Okay, Panzerkampfwagenbunch. I thought this was a really fascinating book. published in 1940. You can't really see it too well. That's the cover, obviously. It's a military doctrine manual that, I don't know if you can see here, showing where to park your tank, almost literally, to like cover roads, cover different operations. It's how to maneuver around the field, where the optimum, in this type of terrain, form up here in this way and that kind of thing. It's a training manual for armored troops. So print up a bunch of books and train. Also supplies training, and we will improve our armored stuff. And since the last episode, I had several people point out some of the wind tunnels. I haven't added in more adventures because I haven't been modding so much for the USA and Britain. But this is the German wind tunnel thing. We can build it. Supplies, energy, rare materials, yeah, metal. Yeah, we'll do that. Money. We want money, so no. 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 We want to get over 5,000 fast. We're about ready to go to war. Thinking maybe next episode. Probably should do it now. But I really want to get over 5,000 before going to war. Recon unit communications. Oh, stop that for now. Oh well, okay. Doesn't really matter. Artillery brigades. Der Deutsches Ehrheiser. This is a basically the German teacher or something, the official publication of the NSLB, or the Nazi Teachers Organization. It's so we must have all the teachers teaching our kids the National Socialist ideology as a common core. So it's to set up organized teaching. So everyone's on the same indoctrination path, basically. Okay, NASH mechanical computing advances. What does that open up for us? Fire control solution, small arms, optic gyro sights. Let's look at... That's a 40 technology. Let's do that now. Come on, we have just short barrel tank guns. Yeah, I should be at war by now, but I just want to get that over 5,000 because I think maybe, I guess not, that isn't the thing. Okay, well, we're still going to wait for that to get that over there. Oh, we got all the sub type things. Okay, well, let's do this, because this will affect our current submarines, I believe, as well as future production. Okay. Well, I think we're going to end the episode here. I'm going to start the war the next episode so I can have a big announcement and try to get more people back into watching this. Like I say, I think the weather is fine to do an invasion of Poland. Current thoughts are to do the invasion of Poland and do a save and see about a Soviet Union invasion. That'd be just an interesting curiosity. And then if it doesn't go well, we'll go back and do this sort of traditional then France next. But let's see how two-front war works. But a limited two-front war. You know, just limited to this. The one sort of good thing about that is we can keep trading with these guys for some of the stuff that we'll need. Okay, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. I do appreciate that. And of course, please post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.